Imbua's strongest suit is that he knows how to consult. Our AI, our head of AI desk. Anyway, listen, we're also excited because Animwaa has stopped by today, and it's because, well, she started a conversation on Wednesday night, and we're taking it forward, and it's all about whether or not a person loses value as a potential partner if they have kids. Single parents. I mean, are we a less appealing option, to in dating,
and love and remarriage and all of that.
Yes. And I listened to your conversation. Very interesting. A heck of a lot of things I disagreed with.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but a lot that I also agreed with.
Do you want to tell me one thing you disagreed with?
Yes, I think all of you were affirming the fact that there's something wrong with being a single parent, while arguing that there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, Kojo, the way your mind works.
No.
I missed it. How you can do that?
You started. You said you don't introduce yourself as a single parent.
Also because I said I don't feel like a single
parent.
So I don't lead with it.
Thank you. And you said the reason why you don't feel like a single parent is because you think the idea of being a single parent suggests like a sort of needy, dependent person, and that's not how you feel.
No.
So you don't introduce yourself
I get what
as
you
a single
mean.
parent.
I totally get what you mean there.
Oh, you are. Okay. Anyway.
So we shall continue, right?
Yes, we shall.
Yes, okay.
Okay, I'm not sure I understood that.
Oh.
Here's what I understand. The Drive Safe campaign, which is brought to you by Joe News and Multimedia Group, supported by Toyota, superior quality, and Imperial General Assurance, solid protection. And avoid all distractions. Keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. That's how to drive safe.
Let's learn how to say it right. Brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either.
Kojo!
Oh, it's so good to see you again.
Oh, you too, Kojo. Have you missed me?
Yes, especially your delicious coffee.
Kojo, I did not come all this way just to make you coffee.
Oh, okay then. It was nice to see you. Bye.
I'm not going anywhere.
It seems we're at an impasse.
And voila, I'll say it right for the day. Impasse.
I quite like that word.
I've heard people say impasse, impasse, but it's impasse. It's not clear where these alternative pronunciations came from, but there's only one correct way of saying it.
Impasse. I-M-P-A-S-S-E. Impasse. A situation in which parties cannot agree on the way forward. It originates from the French word impasse, which means dead end.
And that's how you say it right.
You could also keep it simple by using a synonym like deadlock,
or a standoff,
quandary,
dilemma,
cessation,
hiatus,
catch-22.
It's okay, fine.
Let's talk it over.
Well, let's get into it. You've all got the papers, haven't you?
Yes, we have.
Let's start with the daily graphic for today. Asantehene meets King Charles III. Photograph here.
Very nice pictures from
Yes, very nice pictures. And stolen identity. Many at risk from SIM card re-registration.
That was
we know the
funny
story,
one.
don't you? The fact that, I checked and I realized that it's only my number that is linked to my SIM card.
Good for you.
Somebody checked and realized 16 numbers. 16.
It beggars
16.
belief.
She has only 2 phone numbers, only 2 SIMs, but has 16 numbers linked to her Ghana card.
Can I share a concern? So on the holiday, I went to register a SIM for my son. And, it's really easy because now the vendors can do the full registration. So they took a picture of my Ghana card, and then I put my hands through the window thingy, and then they took all the thing. And at some point, I was thinking it would be really easy for this lady to actually be keeping like a picture of my Ghana card. So she may use the app to do it, then she may use another phone to take a picture of the Ghana card. I don't know how she would keep the biometrics, but it just didn't feel like a very secure...
Well, how she would keep it, she has them.
Well, she has them on her phone, exactly. Didn't feel like a very secure process. So, I mean, now you have my details. Like, what are you going to do with them, or what's the guarantee that you won't do anything with them?
I mean, you're right. I got registered by a friend. So he came to me, did everything, and then that was it. And so I could probably say because of
You
the
felt
person
safer.
who was doing it,
Yeah.
someone I've known for a very long time. So and he's a staff of the telco.
Okay.
So yes, he did it. I mean, quickly for me, and I felt safe because I knew he wasn't going to do anything. But you're right. A lot of people also went to the vendors. They tell them, "Oh, something happened with a link. Let's take it again," and they're linking it to other people.
Exactly.
So look, today, people are still engaged in mobile money fraud.
Yeah.
And you still can't find them. And so you ask the question, what happened to their numbers?
You remember
they
our
finished
last-
and they just delete they just switch off their phones.
Their phones, yeah, exactly.
Remember our last conversation with Ken Ashigbe?
Yeah.
The investigations, and somebody should be explaining. And I think, apart from the explanation, we should see somebody being punished for this, because this is not what we signed up for. This is re-registration, remember? It's not even the first time that we're registering. So we should not be coming up with issues like this. I think it's very disappointing.
And you see, it's disappointing because part of the reason we went for this whole re-registration with our Ghana cards was the fact that, look, in the past we said some persons registered a SIM card. So you get into Ghana, for instance, you're at the airport and it says, "I have a SIM card for you. It's already registered. Pay for it," and that's the end of
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah, they're doing that. You come into the country, so you have somebody saying, "Oh, send me mobile money," but this is the name on the listen.
Yeah.
Because that's not his SIM card.
Yeah.
Someone registered it and sold it to him or her. So you say, now let's go back and do this. When the National Admission Authority said, "We could do this, we could help you do this," a whole fight. Now I ask the question, could it have been better if the National Identification Authority
had been
had been
involved.
involved?
But also Ghanaians are willing to buy re-registered SIM cards. That's the thing about us, is that we completely sabotage ourselves. So even me, when I was going to the registration, my first question was, "Don't you have a already registered SIM card?" Because I'm thinking, okay, I'm kind of in a hurry. I want to go out with the kids. And then I was like, okay, this is what we do that encourages this culture of not doing things.
Encourages
And I think we're
themselves.
all guilty one way or another. Maybe not with SIM cards, but definitely with something.
Some are more guilty than others.
So remove the plank in your eye.
So let's continue with other stories. Apostle Nyamiche Church of Pentecost again, and Navrongo Central economic potential blighted by poor roads and galamsey. But when you go to the Upper East region, they say if you don't go to Navrongo, then you're not in the Upper East region.
Well, I haven't been yet.
Back page, MMDA's courts urge to enforce sanitation laws, and Ghana Prison Service trains officers in agriculture.
Okay, front page of the Daily Guide. Special prosecutor invites Frimpong Boateng. We've clarified Akufo-Addo gold mafia story. That's Al Jazeera. And the picture of the kente popping. That's Otunfo and his wife's kente.
So
very,
nice.
very nice.
So nice.
Yeah, very, very lovely. And I love that they were so bold with the culture. So yeah, reckless populism on cathedral will fail. And the headline story: Aisha Wang convicted. On the back of the Daily Guide, lots of football. Messi set to quit PSG. I did say that his behavior when he actually just went away on holiday without permission from the club. My question was, does he kind of already want to leave? So he's kind of maybe acting out. Maybe back to Barcelona. Who knows? But that's about it. Justice Blay resumes training. Marino explains wearing wire on touchline. Sorry, that's it for the Daily Guide.
All right, let's get into the Ghanaian Times newspaper. On the Boko violence, says government set to deploy special task force as national security heads to hotspots. There's a bit on the anti-gay bill as well. It says the anti-gay coalition backs 7 MPs to sail through primaries. Comes with a picture of Moses for Amwini. And on the ECG recovers 3.1 billion, yet to locate customers owing some 1.53 billion Ghana cedis. There's also a story here that says former NDC communications officer allegedly assaults radio presenter. That story is on page 3 of the paper. If you turn to the back page, an amount of 900 million Ghana cedis worth of equipment have been presented to 4 technical universities in the country to train students in the hospitality sector.
It's funny how we now call it in the media the anti-gay bill. I mean, we've just embraced the
Simplified
fact
it.
that look, we are homophobic.
I
You know,
think we're
and that's
just
who we
looking
are.
for a short
That's who we
form.
are. So
And the long
Okay.
title is long.
Anyway,
Winston?
Let's get to the finder for this morning. And 4 technical universities receive hospitality training equipment worth 900,000. You've talked about that. Filling vehicle fuel tanks to the brim is dangerous. That's according to
have you seen that?
The shaking.
Yeah.
It's a
What's
skill.
that?
Petroleum
It's a
Authority.
skill. It's a skill.
And so, look, according to the National
I had a
Secretary-
driver who used to do that.
Oh,
Anyway,
really?
I screamed at him.
We had some petrol people on the show maybe about 2 years ago. I remember that they were talking about the fact that you really shouldn't because it actually damages the engines. But the trotro mates and there's a
Oh my
there's
God.
a particular angle.
Catch it.
I'm telling you.
Well, you should
It
sometimes
doesn't make
at the
sense.
filling stations, and you see these guys. I mean, you're asking yourself, what are you doing?
Shaking the car.
I'm telling you.
That thing is dangerous.
So
eh?
they actually see,
As soon as the thing clicks, that's when you're supposed to stop. But people will click 10 times,
Click,
shake,
click,
click,
click, click.
Oh, what
the
is that?
National Petroleum Authority actually says there are instances where people actually, they see the vehicles tilting on ramps just to fill them to the brim.
Hey!
Oh yes, that's according to the story. I haven't seen that before, but that's what the story is saying. And so,
But you see, it should start from the fuel station. I think the attendants
Education.
should not encourage
That would
You should
solve
stop
the
it
problem.
from there.
Because
Say we don't do
yeah,
this.
in Ghana,
But you
we don't fill our
find-
own tanks. So
But the thing is, even if the fuel attendants say that they won't do it at this station, you will find a
Some other
station
station
that
doing
would, yes.
Yeah.
So it's almost like then you are giving up business which is how it works here.
anyway, still on the front page, ECG digs up over 300,000 illegal connections during 1 month revenue mobilization exercise.
hey, that says a lot about
So if
us.
they had done this for 3 months, 3 continuous months.
Well,
300,000 of us were stealing light.
yes,
And
yes.
that's just for a month, right?
Yeah.
Just as, yeah.
Yes. Look, and it says that 3 out of 5 prepaid customers steal power. Yes.
Sorry, we're like 4 here. Who's stealing power?
We're 5 Nambura. 3.
So 3 out of us, according to
You know?
statistics.
And
Wow.
others tamper with the meters. And there was also a time that you had these political prepaid meters, making it difficult sometimes to pay the right. A lot of things happen, and it's good that ECG did this. And now that they've been able to raise 3.1 billion out of the 5.7 billion that they wanted to raise, it tells you one thing, that a lot of people use power, they don't pay for it. And so it's important that first of all we have prepaid meters, and also ensure that for all the prepaid that were tampered with, and those that are not functioning properly, they're changed. ECG now has meters,
Yeah.
so they can change all of these and make sure that the right things are. Imagine, 5.7 billion. And we're paying the right amounts, and even with this exercise, look, there are people who still may be able to actually sidestep the process, because you come to them and say, oh, you've engaged in illegal connection. And I know somebody who eventually went to change his meter because he said, illegal connection back when my
Wow.
yes. Oh, I'm telling you, true story, because this guy who caught him, whenever he needs money,
You call him.
he calls it. Actually,
I still can't get over the police statement that came out after Owusu police station and another one in the north, or is it in Kumasi? Sorry, Owusu and Kumasi police stations were found to have had illegal connections. So the IGP signed this letter where he was explaining that, actually, look, it's not like the police officers did an illegal connection. Someone from ECG actually did these connections because there were no meters at the time.
Okay.
So this was done as a, sort of a stopgap measure. But that bothered me more, because if that's what happened, when the ECG does that, they give you a flat rate and say, pay this every month until we bring you a meter. So why did they owe?
Maybe they hadn't paid the flat rate.
Yes, that's my point. So even the police are willing to use electricity and not pay for it. It's a general attitude. Even if they didn't do an illegal connection, they were still paying the power and not paying.
Well, the other question is, was it really an ECG staff member who did it?
Was it? Was
an
it?
ECG staff member? Because, a lot of people will say, oh, I mean, you have some, revenue collectors pretending to be, oh, I'm from ECG, and that's the end of it. And, I mean, Kojo, you know that there were instances where people were vending and it never went to ECG.
Yes.
Selling power.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the monies they were receiving went into personal pockets and not ECG. But like I was telling you, I mean, one of my friends who had done illegal connection, that guy was always taking money from him.
Yeah.
He comes and says, Masa, baby, bra. So he now goes to ECG.
Wow.
Goes to report himself,
That's all.
pays the money.
Yeah.
And he actually went to see the manager and said, see, look, let's do this, boys. And then he paid the money, they came to change the meter, and he's free. Because every week, 300, 400.
Yeah.
Why?
It's too much.
And I think that people should begin to learn from that. Sometimes you have insiders, but they are individuals encouraging you to do the wrong thing. If you go and see the manager, they would fix something for you.
Yeah.
They would do the right thing
There's
for
an
you.
amnesty period right now, so
Exactly.
take advantage.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
that's
Let's go and regularize you.
Are you
Final
thinking about
story.
correcting some illegal
Final
thing you've
story.
done?
No.
Final stories about South Dai NDC primaries. Dapia Mekbo and Owusu in tight race. Yes, Roxon.
He's not going unopposed.
No, he's not.
Oh, no.
He's
Who
not,
is Owusu?
So Owusu works as an NDC member who's contesting Roxon Dapia
Right.
Mekbo.
Oh, Roxanne's worked so hard.
So I met.
He's a good MP.
I met Roxon at the Omsu Bobo breakfast, and I asked him, "How's the campaign going?" He says, "Well, it's going well. It's tight." He admits that it's a very tight race.
Elfo, I wish you well. This
He will
one
win,
here,
he
you
will
should
win.
have gone unopposed.
It's not always that simple,
Well, let's go online. The online review is brought to us this morning by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy. The big story on myjournalline.com this morning. Gold Mafia. We won't retract or apologize to Akufo-Addo. That's Al Jazeera making that quite clear. So what's the next move? Will the president go to court?
That should be interesting.
Right then. Okay. Ablakwa's expose on National Cathedral distortions of fact, and that's the National Cathedral Secretary. Have you read that statement
Which
from
one?
the Secretariat refuting what Ablakwa said?
Yeah.
Interesting. Very sad story. Woman killed as truck ran into traders at market in Kumasi. Some gory images of that making the rounds on social media. Okay, all right. This is interesting. He's a Muslim, and so what? As Amoah-Boateng downplays religious card argument against Baumia's candidature. We established the other day that ethnicity is a very big factor in elections. So is religion. But the reasons are the ones that beg a belief.
I'm
Like
sure it's very
why
interesting,
they are factors.
Elections in politics is, Mitt Romney at a point in time, who was very moderate Republican, had to openly say he's against, same-sex marriage and everything. That typically wouldn't be Mitt Romney, but he had to do that because the Republicans consistently said, Mitt Romney is not, the kind of Republican you need. That's how politics works sometimes.
All right then. So shall we head to the BBC?
Yes, and BBC News is brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.